So, hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. Uh, Up till now, in the benefit module, we have seen what is benefit, characteristics of benefit. We saw example of benefit, purpose of benefit, building block of benefits, and and with the building blocks, we saw a benefit eligibility example. And yesterday and before okay uh, before in our previous session we have seen object creation, how we are going to create the object, in what sequence it will be. So in which saw, like, first object we are going to create is the plan type, and the second one will be your option, which will be optional. If you want to create an option inside a plan, so you can create an option, then you create inside the plan type, you will create your plans, and then finally will be your programs. We also created a health insurance zero one plan type, since yeah. So we created a health insurance zero one plan type in our previous session, and we also created an option which is employees plus spouse coverage. In today's session, we are going to see how we are going to create a plan. So, a plan in Oracle uh, benefit refers to a specific benefit offering provided to employees under a program. It represents the actual benefit that the employees can enroll in, such as health insurance, retirement savings, or life insurance. Okay, there are few key features in of a plan. The first one is definition. So a plan is created under a plan type. So we have created plan type, then under that we are going to create a plan. Okay, for example, health and saving will be a plan type, and under which you are going to define the specific benefit provided. For example, gold health insurance plan. So your plan type is health. Under that, you are going to create another plan, which will be your gold health insurance. That will be your plan. So under, we create a plan under a plan type. Second feature is your option. So plans have many options. You can have multiple options inside a plan, like different coverage levels. For example, employee only, employee plus family. Okay, so yeah, so yeah. Okay, so then the third key feature is your eligibility. So plans are linked to eligibility profile to define which employee can access them. Okay, so inside plans you will attach your eligibility profile. Okay, then comes your rates and coverages. So each plan has associated rate and coverages. For example, coverage amount for life insurance. Okay, then there is enrollment. Employees can enroll in plan during specific periods such as open enrollment or triggered by life event. Like marriage or having a child. Behind below this you can see an example, which is we are having a plan which is employee benefit program. Sorry, we are having a program which is employee benefit program, and then we are having a plan type which is health, and under which we are going to create plans which is for gold health insurance plan with option like employee only, employee plus spouse, or employee plus family. Okay, so before we create a plan, we need to know about benefit components. Okay, so this flowchart represents you to a benefit component creation sequence. So how we are going to create the benefit objects, these are the benefit objects, and how other factors are related with this benefit components, we are going to see that. So the first point you can see is derived factor and eligibility criteria. Sorry, that's eligibility profile. Okay, so Oracle provides a list of predefined derived factor like age or service length. In a bit, we are going to see derived factor and eligibility profile. Eligibility profile, yeah. So you can combine these to create a eligibility profile, which decide who qualifies for specific benefits. These profiles are reusable and can be applied at different levels, such as programs or plan. You can apply eligibility profile to any of the level. You can say you can attach that onto the plan or onto the uh, program. So before we specify or we define a plan, we need to create a derived factor and eligibility profile. If you are looking for a specific area or a specific group of people, okay, then there is life event. So this will include your marriage or promotion, or you can also create custom life events. For example, relocation. These events can trigger benefit changes based on temporal factor like reaching a certain age. Life events are flexible and reusable. So if you are having a marriage, then that will be a life event in your life, right? If you are having a child, that is a life event in your life. If if you relocate to some other place, that is a life event, and this can also be included in your benefit. And yeah, definitely this is going to impact your benefit. So this Oracle also provide this um, solution. So your standard life events might be your marriage and your custom you can create, like for example relocation. These can be included into your uh, custom life event. And there is certification type and rules. So predefined certification, for example proof of marriage for spousal coverage, okay, are available, but you can rename them. Okay, so if uh, yeah, if there is a spouse, so you need to provide a proof of marriage for spousal coverage also. Like, so these type of certificate you can uh, attach into the benefits. These are linked to plans during setups to manage required documentation. Okay. Uh, Certification and the rules will be attached to your plans for during setups to maintain manage required documentation. Then there is your action item. So Oracle provides a fixed list of items. For example, task employee must, for example, tasks employee must complete. These can be renamed and linked to plans or plan type to guide employees, but not at both level. Then there is your option type. Predefined option type controls how plan types are processed. For example, health or saving plans. Okay, when we are creating, I'll show you in a bit what is an option type when we create uh, a plan. In that, you will be having a field which is option type. So you keep in mind what is in predefined option types. Uh, will be controlling how plan types are processed. You cannot add new option type, but they ensure proper internal handling based on the plan category. Okay, then there is rates and coverages. These are defined after plans and options since they are tied to specific plan or option. Rates and coverages can change dynamically using variable profile based on factors like age or location. Uh, then there is your gross plan coverages. If coverages spans multiple plan types, you configure this after setting up the relevant programs. Okay, so here you can see the first thing is your derived factor, then your eligibility profile. Then if there is an life event, uh, then you need to provide certification, action item. Uh, okay, then yeah, so variable coverage profile, variable rate profile. These we'll discuss in a bit when we are creating our uh, programs. Okay, in that plan configuration you will find these options. Okay, so as we move along, we'll understand these all options. So before we start creating a derived factor and eligibility profile, we need to understand why we are creating a derived factor and eligibility profile. So let me move to uh, our instance. Let me refresh it. Okay. Okay. Welcome. And under benefit administration, we will have our configuration. Okay. So here you can see programs, plans, rates and coverages, eligibility and profile. Since we have already created plan type in our previous example or previous session, which was health insurance 01, I changed the name to 01. And we also created options like employees only, employee plus spouse. So let's now create, we are done with the plan type, we are done with the options. Now we need to create plans. So let's move ahead and create a plan. So up till now uh, we are going to see this there are 8 train stops. Okay, and the third train stop says eligibility. Let me name it health insurance plan. Okay, and the plan type will be uh, uh, health insurance 01. Since we have created that, we are going to apply that. Then whether you want to use it in program or not in program, it depends on you. Plan function, status active, rate level will be legal entity. That's all fine. Availability, let me add just one group for the next year, which is 1125 till 123125. Okay, now you got options. In the options, we have attached our plan type. If you recall our previous session, so by default you will get your option name over here. Okay, let me keep the status as active, and okay. Mm, the name you entered. Okay, let me go ahead and change the name to 001. Okay, let me try to add the option name. Okay, now we have added our option as well. Now let me jump to the third train stop. We are not creating a plan. I just want to tell you like why we need to create our derived factor and eligibility profile. So in the plan, we uh, we are required to add the eligibility. So this is your participation, right? And yeah, so uh, there's your participation and live event as well. They have provided and configuration. So yeah, so before we create any okay, below that you can see is the eligibility profile, and if you have created any eligibility, you simply search your name and attach, click OK, and you're done with your eligibility profile. So to add the eligibility profile, you need to have the eligibility profile ready, right? So that is the reason before creating a plan, we need to create the eligibility profile. And if there are some derived factors, okay, you let me take you to our uh, ppt. And yeah, now before we create eligibility profile, if you want any factors to be derived, so what is a derived factor? A derived factor in Oracle benefit is a dynamic calculation based on employee attribute. Okay, so let's say you want to derive something based on the age. So age should be greater than 18. Okay, you can derive that into a derived factors, and then you can attach that into uh, the eligibility profile. So in derived factor, there are six types of factors you can derive, right? Age, length of service, like if you want you are creating some health insurance program, and if the length of service of a person is greater than, let's say, 1 year, and then the person is applicable for that to take the insurance, right? uh, so these uh, kinds of factors you can define in the derived factors: length of service, compensation, hours worked, full-time equivalent. Okay. Let's say if you want FTE, full-time equivalent, greater than zero point 0.5. Okay. Those people will only be eligible for that. So you can define that in derived factor. So let's go ahead, since we know why we are creating derived factors and what is derived factor and what are the types of derived factors. Let's move ahead and try to let's create a derived factor now. Since we are into uh, plan configuration screen, so let's quickly go to task pane, and on the inside task pane you will find derived factor. Okay, so under eligibility you will find derived factor, so I'll click on derived factor. Okay, so you can see 6 types of derived factors we have just discussed. Okay, so age, length of service, age and service, compensation, hours worked, full-time equivalent. These are all the derived factors. So let me create one for age. So age should be greater than 18. Uh, age to use, person's age. Okay, and this will be years. You can also attach any calculation formula for the derived factors. Fast formula if you want, you can do it. Here you can provide range into onto either one of that, right? So it should be greater than the sign is strong. So you can tell the grade it should be greater than 18, or you can limit to you can provide a range, like you want age to be less than 30 and like in between 18 to 30, so you can do that. Now you have determination rule. So determination rule determines on which date the derived factor is evaluated. For example, uh, first of calendar year or as of date. So you need to specify the mm, determination rules. Okay, so I'll keep for the uh, first of year. Let's keep it first of years. Yeah. Okay, and also you can create a multiple derived factors. We will create only one for now. Let it be. I'll click on save and close. Now this derived factor is has been created, and let me create one more for length of service, and I want length of service greater than length of service greater than 1 year. It will be years. Okay, should be greater than 1, and yeah, we want from the date of hire. Determination rule, first of year. Let's create save and close. So let me quickly come over here and let me specify derived factors we just created, so we have a track of all the derived factor. So age greater than 18 and length of service we created length of service, length of service than 1 year. Okay, let's merge and keep it in Sendo. Okay, now we have our derived factor with us. Let's move ahead and let's see the okay. So yeah, based on derived factor, you can specify other options such as the unit of measures we have just seen while we were creating, and simply click on edit. This is your unit of measure and rounding rules, minimum and maximums. Okay, so here you can see you have your rounding rules. Determination rule we have already discussed, and yeah, the third is minimum and maximum, which will be your greater or less than. Okay, yeah. Now we move ahead and let's discuss about eligibility profile. So in eligibility profile, we have two types of eligibility profile, which the first one is a participant and the second one is dependent. So a participant refers to the employee or ex-employee who is eligible to receive benefits based on based sorry benefits offered by the company. Participant profile defines the criteria of eligibility such as job level, employment status, or length of service. This profile ensures that only those meeting the defined criteria can enroll in specific benefit plan. So basically, it is we are creating eligibility profile for the participant or the employee who who will be eligible or who will be eligible. We are going to keep that we are going to create eligibility for that particular group of employees, right? And the second eligibility profile is your dependent. So if any a dependent refers to individual like a spouse, child, or family member who qualifies for benefit under the participant's coverage. So basically, if you have the dependents who are depending on you, right? You're the spouse, your child, or a family member. Uh, okay, and if they qualifies into your benefit plan, then you can like for that purpose you are going to for uh, the qualification, right? For that purpose you will create a eligibility profile. So dependents profile are used to define eligibility for dependents and are associated with plan types or plans within a program. For example, a spouse may qualify for health insurance based on the participant enrollment. So, since we have created our derived factors, now we will add our uh, eligibility profile. We'll create our eligibility profile. Okay. Uh, Again, let me go back to the overview itself. Okay, so we are on to the screen of plan configuration. Let me open the task pane, and under eligibility you will find the eligibility profile. And if I click on create over here, you will find two options: create a participant profile, create a dependent profile. So first let's create our participant profile. Uh, so party participant profile for insurance, health insurance. And yeah, let me quickly write it over here as well. Profile, uh, the name will be okay. Okay, now we have created our eligibility profile. Let me click on save. Yeah, now let me select the person type, and this will be our first sequence, and it should be employee. So the person type should be employee, and let me add the second eligibility as assignment status active, sorry, active payroll eligible. Okay, so these are the factors, you can say the personal tab. Okay, employment, and inside that you will find multiple factors like assignment status, hours or salaried, right? Assignment category, grade, job, then position, payroll, uh, salary basis. Okay, and then you can also exclude, or you can decide whether to exclude the particular person, or you want to include the particular criteria. Okay, if you click on like check this exclude, then this particular like criteria will be excluded. The person having follows lies in this criteria will get excluded in the benefits. Then there is our uh, derived factor. So we have created our derived factors. Let me simply attach it. So A should be greater than, okay, this H should be greater than 18. Oh, let me check. Yeah. Okay, and then the length of service, the last eligibility we are going to add. Okay, LOS, LOS greater than 1. Let's search for our derived factor. I'll click on OK and simply click on save, and then save and close. Okay, now our eligibility profile also has been created. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so we have created our derived factor eligibility profile. Uh, Yeah. Now we can attach our eligibility profile onto the plan. So let me create the plan. Okay. And I want to discuss one thing more with you. So you can see there's an option which is benefit life event. Okay, you can create this also in the future sessions. We will discuss about this life events. Okay, so if anything changes in your life, like you got married or you have a child newborn, then this factor can be attached to your benefit, and later if certain things you can take the benefit with them also, like you can provide the dependents also the benefit coverage. Okay, I think we'll discuss the life events, and finally we'll create our plan in our next sessions. For now, let's just end this session, and let's meet in the next session. Thank you for watching the sessions, and we'll meet in the next session. Thank you. If you have any doubts or queries, feel free to drop a comment, and I'll definitely try to resolve your comments in the next session. Thank you so much.